Welcome, friends. Today we are doing another live stream. How are you? I am fantastic and I am doing really well. Today I have been busy and I've been out. I had an ice cream. I received a parcel for unboxing, which I did. And that's about it, to be honest with you. Adzy, it is too hot. I don't like it. It's not as bad up north, actually. It's been a bit hazy and muggy up here today. But my friend wanted to go for an ice cream, and I thought, fuck it, we'll do it. Dushan, welcome. Pradeep, did you rotate a shark? No. Hello, Josie, how are you? Michael Jordan, MJ, DJ, Pulp Femo, Bob, Frank. How are we? I hope we are all okay. I hope we're doing well. Spaced out. Hello. Supply and Demand is wearing Queer de Sheen and Saffron Superfluid winner layer. I don't layer, I must admit. Boris K, how are you? Oud Mineral. Oud Minerale lasted for not too long, didn't it? It wasn't the world's most popular fragrance when it was out. It's gone now. It's been gone for a while, I think. Hot as fuck on the east coast of the United States, says Frank. Well, on the east coast of England, the northeast coast of England, it's not been too bad. Rich, you like Acqua di Sale? Not hugely. Jura Rose is a massive fan. That charming man, how are you? You are wearing Marbait, a modern niche chorus made by Antoine Lee. Josie, wearing Belle de Jour. What am I wearing today? Today I am wearing Volutes by Diptyque. Nice. Tomorrow I think I might wear Myrrh Ardente. It's fucking glorious. It's absolutely glorious. I am relieved that I got 2 bottles instead of just the one. Even if I did do that by accident, sort of. Evening, Andrej. Germs. Eugene. Everybody. Pradeep, I am Benjamin Bohem. Are you? Rich like Myrrh and Elamy. Yes, I like Elamy, but I think I prefer the Myrrh. A little bit of a rubber vibe from it for a little while there. You know, get a little bit of rubber from Myrrh Ardente for a while, and Myrrh does do that. Myrrh Ardente is like a niche version of M7. It's got that cola thing going on. What we got here? Running Deep Vintage of Bleu Marine de Cardin. I've got a bottle of that. Eau de Sale is very, very detergent smelling. Anything more than 2 sprays is nauseating, says Spy and Mash. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, like. I'm really not a big fan of it. I think it's alright. The lemon in it just makes us bleh. You know what I mean? Allow me to flex my Bleu Marine de Cardin. Hello. How are you? There's my blue marine decor down. It's really nice, actually. I should really sell that because I never wear it. I don't know what the prices are like, though. Did something absolutely outrageous this week and sold some perfume to a Nuge, which is insane. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. High Scale 101. Kelly. Well, hell, I just googled Imperial Apopanax and Kafkaesque, compared it to Shalimar. Out of the running for you, I suppose, for a Myrrh hit. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Shalimar. Don't like Shalimar, don't like Le Leon. Both just got this rubbery kind of nastiness, you know. Oh. Start a distribution company. I should. Hello, Stephs. I should start one. I should get my license and I should be able to fucking distribute all over the world. You know? These nasty people blowing people up have ruined it for the rest of us who don't blow people up and just want to send perfume to each other. Oh, very nice, was it? Thanks, Rich. I love it. It was a recommendation from the Ram. It's fantastic. It reminds me a bit of Biagiotti Buomo. Yes, Rich, via that company, I can send you fragrances. I think you can send me fragrances perfectly normally. Everybody can. It's just I can't send them to anyone else, which is scandalous, really. You know, perfume gets in, doesn't get out. It's not ideal. Whoops. It's not ideal. Sorry for slapping you about a bit there, everyone. Oh, it started getting dark around this time, friends. You know, all the spiders are entering the house now. House is absolutely fucking infested with the little bastards. Good day all, welcome PK. Parfum de Nikolai Eau de Yuzu, best so far for me from this line. I was disappointed with Parfum de Nikolai. I didn't think they were very good, to be honest. I gave my Kyakuba away. Was it Kyakuba? Gave it to Richie G. Said it was a bit crap. In fact, I'm going to text Richie G. Is it Kyakuba? Let's see, what woman perfluencer will blow up next? Perfluencer? Carthusia Amare is more refined and mellow if you like that genre of perfume. Carthusia. I don't think I've ever smelled a Carthusia. Eugene wants to know what everybody's wearing. Let's see, what woman perfluencer will blow up next? Who's been blowing up? Did you hear about Frederick Martin's synthetic nature name? Yes, I did. I did hear about it. Ah, Galen, yo. How was your job interview? Opium Parfum is on my neck. Secret de Parfum, says Duchamp. Galen is wearing Boudica Woad. Fill your boots. Welcome. You are wearing Dune Pour Homme. Nice. Good fragrance. I just reviewed it a couple of weeks ago. Good little fragrance, that. Is that name changed for real, says Pradeep? Apparently. Persolaze has mentioned it as well. And he usually knows about this shit. Wearing Declaration Cologne Cartier. A fresher take on the EDT. Galen says, I fucking aced it. Did you, though? Did you get the job? I only like amber oud and incense oud from Nikolai, says Josie. Why? Lily says, my pants have holes and I fell asleep in front of the window with the sun coming in. Now I have an awkward tan. Weird. Weird tan from Lily. So jungle bottles will be used for scalpers. Yes, I imagine the synthetic jungle will become one of those perfumes that people are like, it was better before the name change. Buy now. Interesting that a name change is coming so soon after release, says Eugene. Galen says, doesn't matter, they can blow me off and I wouldn't care. You'd be lucky to get blown off. Lily, do you sleep on your stomach, says Bob. An unusual question. Hi, Bob. So yes, today I wore Volutes by Diptyque and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just saw it there and I was like, ooh, I'll wear that. I don't know how to answer that, says Lily. It was a very unusual question. I enjoyed wearing Volutes today. It's like this sweet tobacco, slightly fruity kind of thing. It's I mean, I love it. I don't get us wrong. I really love it. Mitch, is there a fragrance that has gotten you a huge amount of compliments, attention, like unusually more than the others? No. Opium Secret de Parfum is one of the ones that I get a compliment on. Like a couple of old women followed me around a auction hall and said to me, is that you? That smells nice. And I was like, oh no, they were talking about a smell and I was like, oh, is it me? And they were like, yes, it is you. It smells amazing. And I was like, oh, it's like opium. And they were like, what? And I was like, that's amazing. They were like, it smells totally different on you. It's a scorcher out here, 35 Celsius, says Lily. That is too hot, to be fair. So I'm glad I live in the north of England where it's cold most of the time. Opium Parfum. Opium Secret de Parfum is this weird... All the companies were doing weird things with their naming conventions in the 80s and 90s. This is essentially a parfum or an eau de parfum version of the ladies. It's an eau de parfum of the ladies' opium, and it's magnificent. That's another Myrrh perfume. I'm going to do a Myrrh top 5 or top 10. I'm absolutely loving Myrrh at the minute. I'm a massive fan of Myrrh. And this is an awesome Myrrh. Big Myrrh. I might start writing down the list. Mr. North was left a message and said, yes, please do that video. A top 5, top 10 Myrrh fragrances. And I said, yes, I will. So now I've agreed with Mr. North that I'll do it. I will do it. By God. I just don't know when. Bear with us. I can think of a lot of the fragrances that are going to be up there. And stuck up on Eau Sauvage 12 Vintage. Not easy because the prices on that are creeping up, actually. Not too femme for a dude to rock. No. Not by today's standards. So today I think a lot of masculine quote unquote masculine fragrances are very feminine, especially compared to like decades and eras gone by. So you smell stuff like fucking, I don't know, Baccarat Rouge and fucking Myself and fucking like what, a lot of this bubblegum sweetness, 1 million, you know? There's no reason you can't wear vintage opium. No reason. It takes a lot to shit up a tobacco honey. Girl on tobacco honey is absolute shite, says Pradeep. Yeah, I must admit I'm a little bit, I can't say I'm surprised at that. Eugene agrees. Dior on Parfum is so hyped, the Performance Sillage bros are loving it. Yeah, I sold my bottle to Peter Kokor and it cost. Fuck that. Niche has really got away from gendering, says Eugene. It has got away from gendering. It has got away from gendering. They just put their perfumes out there now, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you just pick it, pays your money, you take your choice. You know, if you want to smell something that smells like the way you want it to smell, you can then project what you want onto it, you know what I mean? My amber in a wee bottle is really weak. Read that maceration will make it strong, I hope. It's fully macerated when you buy it, man. You know? It oxidizes over time. It oxidizes over time. That's what changes it, not maceration. Maceration is a process controlled by a perfumer before the bottle is sold, before the bottle is bottled. You know? Greetings, Mr. 2K. Greetings, Divine. How are you? Scent of the day was Nishane Annie X that I blasted before the gym. Core takeaway, needs hot summer weather to actually get sillage, says Divine. Duchamp was fine until Parody hit Delphine's bed. Myself is supposed to be unisex. The actor guy is not manly whatsoever with his swooping hands. Well, you did. I think, was it you that sent me the advertisement for it? I think you did. I couldn't wear something like that. If I wanted to smell like that, or something like that, I would just get a bottle of Isoe Super. You know what I mean? Like a bottle of Ambroxan or a bottle of fucking, like an Amber Wood or something like that, you know? And it's just shit. Just a bit crap, to be honest. Paroli, how are you? Somebody bought that Amber and away on eBay, says Lily. Not surprised. There's a vintage bottle of Leather Oud on British eBay, but he wants 370 quid for 250ml. I mean, you'll pay a lot more for a lot worse fragrance. I might wear a Leather Oud soon, actually. and Amber Nuit, and Bois d'Argent, and Eau Noir, and Patchouli Imperial. Oh! I'm very sorry, I'm yawning for some reason. You're not boring us or anything. I wore Volutes today and really enjoyed it. I wonder what I will wear tomorrow. Maybe French Lover. You know? Or I've been threatening to wear the Night for a while now. Batch variations on Tower a thing? No. No. Not even remotely. Never heard of such a thing. It's funny to watch people wank over the Shalimar limited edition gimmick thing they're doing. Yeah, that it's... that kind of limited release, buy it now, don't have no regrets sort of thing, you know what I mean? It's an old sales tactic, that. Like, is your life going to change if you don't? No. Filippo Miarelli, how are you? What is the next Shalimar? Shite, I would imagine. That's what it'll be. Shalimar shite. What shall I wear? Shall I wear Amber Absolute Cocoa Eau de Parfum? I could wear the vintage one. Iris Shalimar this time. Oh, I bet that's not very interesting. Delphine spends more time on her makeup than making perfumes, probably, says Prodeep. How do you know Carolina Herrera for men is vintage by the box? It's who it's made by. It would be best to ask a noosh, you know. It would definitely be best to ask a noosh. Sold my Antea Sport Cologne, so I don't have that anymore. Sold Mediterranean Neroli. Sold my backup bottle of Pure Havana and my backup bottle of Pure Malt. Sold Smolto Full Choke. Oh, what else? Sold my bottle of Gucci Envy. But I've got two more. I've got two full 50 mils. To be honest, the girl on Fanbase is now just a load of hoarders buying literally everything regardless of what it is. More collecting than perfume loving. It's hoarding. It's not collecting even that. It is literally hoarding. You know what I mean? You're just buying it just to have it and keep it and not use it. You know? I use my perfumes. The backup bottles I haven't used yet because I haven't got through the original ones. One of the reasons I'm selling off quite a few perfumes is so I can get to stuff and wear stuff like Balenciaga Pour Homme more often. Wear stuff like Lagerfeld Cologne more often. Dior Homme more often. You know? This Myrrh Ardent's going to take an absolute wallop because I'm going to fucking batter it. It's gorgeous. I'm loving it. It's like a vintage M7, but it's a little bit more creamy in the base. M7, I wouldn't mind wearing some more of me M7. Ow. You know? Bois d'Argent, I wouldn't mind wearing more of. Dior Jules. You know? Sold my Zaharoff tobacco as well to somebody. They asked me to wait until today. They bought it last Saturday and they were like, oh, can you wait until today? to send it. And I was like, yeah, if you want. And so today I sent it out. Do you burn incense, Rich? I got a bunch while I was in Japan. No, I don't burn incense. I like a candle, but I don't burn incense. I think I'm going to buy a Bois d'Argent candle, actually. I've got a vintage one, but I think I want to keep that. I've got a vintage Eau Noir candle as well, and a vintage Amber Nuit one. Imagine an Eau Noir candle. Fucking brilliant, that. So I think I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to get myself a Bois d'Argent candle, you know. French Lover Oud would be fun. I don't know that it would. Pretty grim. People have bought it in advance already. Assume Mr. P has a free Shalimar Iris on the way, says DJ. Wouldn't surprise, would it? Wouldn't surprise. Iris Shalimar Millesime, says Pradeep. Bois d'Harmonie candle would be in heaven. I think I saw Henna do a review about the benzoine. Persolaise gets samples, quote unquote samples, says Pradeep. He's very good with words. His Persolaise, he's good with words. I think I'm going to wear Dior Homme tomorrow, actually. Might get in touch with my friend from Japan and say, could you get me a few extra vintage Antaeus and Egoist Cologne concentrate, because it's immense. DHI is less complex than Dior Homme 2005, with tons of vanilla and cocoa added. I would agree. I like Dior Homme Intense. I like it, I really do. I think it's a fantastic night out fragrance, but Dior Homme 2005 is a better fragrance. Got beat out on a vintage bottle of French Lover recently. Tougher to find. Preloader, very tough. Goonie Mood is the best perfume name of all time. Hey Duck, just got a vintage Versace Versus 3.4 ounce for $70 as thoughts. Any thoughts? I just got a steal. I do not remember smelling that or what it's like. Versace Versus. I have smelled it. I've seen it because I can see the script. The Versus is in a very, very particular script, you know. My girlfriend wants a massage now, but I told her I want to chat with my friends, says Duchamp. I had Versus back in the day, says Skill. You know, I love the silver stem, but that black stem just speaks to me. No, I understand. Everybody's got their favorites. You know what I mean. I just think that the silver stem is just more. I just think it's more of a fragrance. I just think it's a better fragrance. Like the strokes. If it was a painting, the strokes would be much more individual and legible, and it would be made up of millions of tiny strokes, whereas Demachy's 2011 Dior Homme is a big broad stroke perfume, you know. They both smell good. I just think the 2005 is a better way. Friends, it's that time again, that time of the stream, where I say if you would like to like the stream, I would be most appreciative. I would appreciate it greatly if you liked the stream. Thank you very much. If you are keen on liking the stream, I won't stop you. I won't hold it against you. You know. We got +3 there. I was one of them. Nice. Thank you very much. Is the name of Dior Homme on the collar? It certainly is. I'm surprised you can't see it. Let me show you. There's Dior Homme. Can you say it? That +6 is divine. Happy days. Yes, Dior Homme is written on the collar of this one. It's not on the collar of... it's not on the collar of... oh, excuse me. Oh, what the fuck's happened to you? Are you leaking? Don't leak. For fuck's sake. That's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal in the slightest. You behave. I think I'll wear Dior Homme this week. I would say Leighton is a great night out fragrance. It's built for that, says Spaced Out. Boris says, is anyone knows has the Armani Privé Queer Noir by Natalie Lawson? What are your thoughts? Someone will have it out there, surely. I've no doubt that they do, and I'm sure they will be willing to help. I have no doubt they'll be willing to help, excuse me. Evening, Nick S. How are you? You are wearing ZA. ZA. Queer Noir. I don't think I've ever smelled that one. I might have, but I can't remember it. Right, I'm going to go and dehydrate, and I'm going to bring back my vintage Dior candles. So please bear with me, friends. I'm back. I is back. I am Quack, and I am back. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. Okay. See what the people are saying without me. Not much. First frag I ever got on my own was that Czar circa late 80s, 90s. Miss it dearly, says PK. Paroli is wearing Chorus Eau de Sport. I sold all of mine. I don't miss it. If I'm going to wear Chorus, I'm going to wear vintage Chorus and wear it properly. I'm not really arsed with the flankers. I could wear Shalimar tomorrow. Not Shalimar, Samsara. I beg your pardon. I won't be wearing Shalimar at all ever. Because it's shit. But this is not. Samsara EDP. Fucking lovely. Oh yes. Smell like a granny. Old Jane would like that. She loves a big granny perfume. Rich, what do you think of Nuit de Feu? Feu. That's what I think of it. Feu. It's alright. It's very synthetic. Like, it smells like the colour it is. You know what I mean? Original Chorus is too heavy for this heat, says Paroli. Yeah, you're suffering with some dramatic heat over there, aren't you? Bloody everything's getting hotter. I'm sick of it. We can do without that. Can't wait to wear my Samsara Parfum in winter, says Nick. I'd like to wear Samsara Parfum. I think I've had the Parfum. Maybe. Doug, I'm sprayed some on the vintage Versus. I'm getting Caron Quasi Homme vibe. And I just bought that. Well, now you've got two perfumes that you'll love if you like them both. RP Rentals, welcome. What's your take on Kajal fragrances? I've got Warwick. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like it. It's very spicy. It's very saffron heavy type thing, you know? Ooh. It's really good. I really like this actually, but I just can't wear it. I can't wear it. It's too rich. You know? It's too rich. Like it's a good, if you're into like Middle Eastern spicy and you like saffron, this is a proper saffron perfume. Bought and paid for it, so no worries there. Kajal fragrance. Let's see what eBay has to say. Solange by Kajal. Solange is quite nice. I was going to get a bottle of that and then I just thought better of it, like. Kajal Homme's okay. I think Galen did a video about it and then took it down, the selfish swine. Fidda's quite nice. Because I got the sample set. You could land a helicopter on that. The caps are really good. I really like the fucking design of the cap. It's really heavy as well. It's like a fucking shuriken. Is it a shuriken? The ninja star? It's lovely, to be fair. It's just two fucking squares at fucking 45-degree angles to each other. But it's a hell of a spicy perfume, that. Hell of a spicy perfume. Let's have a look. 120, 110. Because y'all charge 171, Jesus. I mean, don't get us wrong, there's a lot worse fragrances for that fucking price, you know? It's got this watery saffron sort of thing going on. Like it's like a very dense, rich, watery kind of vibe. I can't explain it. Hello, Wesley. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Do you think Mugler is even worth to get a documentary? I will still watch it. Yeah, Jerry Mugler deserves a documentary. He was fucking brilliant. Nuvolari would be perfect to watch a Rush or Ford versus Ferrari. I didn't get that whole Tari thing that they were going for. Fahrenheit's a much more petrochemical kind of vibe than Nuvolari is to me. Hello, Pat Lester, how are you? Everyone's scent of the day is Synthetic Jungle, soon to be named Synthetic Nature. I'd like to know what the justification for that is. In fact, I'm going to text my fucking friend who works there. And why didn't I think of this before? Hey, heard that Synthetic Jungle is being renamed Synthetic Nature. Ooh, Ganymede has synthetic nature. That's what I got from that, from a couple of those Rubinis. I got like that kind of modern niche vibe. I watched Fragrance Bros' Fev review and now I want a decant. Will be a great winter date scent for sure, says Spaced Out. I used to own it and I sold my bottle. It's too sweet. Hello, Pat Lester. Ganymede has synthetic Manginosis. Welcome. How are you? I hope you're feeling well and happy. Well, I'm better now that you are here. Thank God. I might list a couple more perfumes. I want to use my metric shit ton of samples before I buy anything, but I'd like to pick up Salvador Dali Pour Homme, says Josie. I've got a bottle of that, and it's an older one as well. I don't know when it's from, but it's not modern. And I'm trying to sell it. I want to use my metric shell. Sorry, I've run that. Do you like Myrrh? I bet he does. No bill. Carl says, who wants to bet it's because someone was offended by Jungle? They would take a fuck's sake more than somebody being offended by Jungle to change the name of an entire... There's definitely been legal, like, lawyers involved here. Do you know what I mean? Or Marl's just thought, fuck it, I'm changing it to Synthetic Nature. You know what I mean? I want to use my... No, sorry, I wrote that again. Maybe they will change Uncut Gem. Maybe they'll fire it into the sun. We can only live in hope. You know what I mean? Did I hear you right that you sold all your Chorus Oda Sport? Isn't that the best flankers of it? You did hear right. And it may very well be the best flanker, but I have lots of the original. And the originals are the best. If I'm going to wear it, I'd wear the original. You know what I mean? I just prefer the original. I just think if you're going to do it, get the proper experience. Like, I wish Myrrh went back to pretentious, snobby French names. I wish he went back to pretentious, snobby French perfume. But Eau de Sport is the Charles of the Ritz as well, right? I love it. It is Charles of the Ritz, yes. Yes, it is Charles of the Ritz. Absolutely it is. I just think that if I'm going to wear it, I might as well... Oh, shit, the bed. I might as well use the original and best, you know. I've got some bottles of the Sanofi. I've got a bottle of, I think I've got a bottle or 2 bottles of Charles of the Ritz. I've got Parfums Core. I've got Sanofi. I've got a Gucci PPR, which is the one I wore the other day, which I'm going to try and get through. I've actually fallen back in love with Koros. I kind of fell out with it for a while. Oh, you bastard. And I gave away a bottle to Richie G, which I think some of the, not the top notes, but like, it just smelled musky to me. Oh my God, in heaven behave. And then I started using this bottle, and it's much more like what I remember Koros for. You know what I mean? So, Koros, behave. Good lad. You absolute stalwart. Stay where you are. Oops. Oh, that's a fucking harsh saffron. I mean, it's not true. My favourite flanker is the Cologne Sport, different enough to stand on its own. Tim Wilcox says the whole idea of synthetic jungle, I thought, was it was a fragrance version of La Dernière Rousseau's painted jungles. It was, yes. Nature was just boring. That's exactly what it was. Charles of the Ritz is my favourite version. It's so smooth compared to the others. It's the original and best, you know. Always, that's one of the reasons to collect vintage. You know what I mean? Get the original. Like any deviation from the original. This is my thoughts on reformulation. Any deviation from the original means it's not the original anymore, right? It smells a lot like the original. It's in the same bottle as the original, but it isn't the original perfume that was released by the brand when they first released it. Any deviation, it's either 100% the original release or it's not. Which is why I always try to get the original versions of fragrances. Now, you can have preferences. You can have preferences for, and I've got some, and I can't think of them obviously off the top of my fucking head. But I just prefer the originals because that was what the original. That's when everybody came together at the beginning and said, "This is exactly what we want." You know. Any deviation from that, it is no longer. It no longer has fidelity to the original design. You know. Rich, have you smelled the latest chorus? To me, there's a really amped up clove note they've whacked in it. I've got the latest version. I've got a later version. I've got a modern version of it, which I don't hate. Actually, I think it's better than 99% of stuff that's being released now. Sorry, I'm just communicating with a mate. I'm going to go into town maybe tomorrow, which is Friday, if you didn't know. I'm taking poison tonight, so I might feel a bit shitty tomorrow, but there we are. I'm going to go in there, and I am going to take him some Myrrh Ardente, and I'm going to take him some Ambre Fatiche, and I'm going to take him some Encens Flamboyant, and I am going to take him some Eau de Soude, and I'm going to introduce him to the world of Annick Goutal, and maybe some Myrrh Perfume Elegantier as well. Vintage Poison, good fragrance. I think Iquitos is better, though, if you want the truth. No, I was in today and Saturday. Oh, for God's sake. Sorry, friends, I'm just trying to have two conversations at once, and I can barely keep up one conversation at once, never mind two. I'm wearing synthetic jungle as a test as it happens, says Ashley. What do you think of it, Ashley? What's the discussion, says Ashley. I'm talking about perfumes. Any reformulation preferences over originals? Maybe Vetiver by Guerlain. I have a bottle of a really old Vetiver by Guerlain, and it's pitch black. It's so dark. It's like tarry. It's more like Route de Vetiver by Myrrh Perfume Elegante, or it's more like Vetiver by Annick Goutal, that dark, tarry, vicious kind of Vetiver. The later versions in the 80s and 90s, much nicer. Much nicer. But as a general rule, no. Excuse me. Dior and YSL were such serious, powerful frozers. What the fuck happened? They were ruling the fragrance world. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how they yielded that ground. When you're in such a dominant position, how do you fuck it up? To be fair, when you're at the top, there's only one way to go. Do you know what I mean? There's only one way to go. And it's hard to stay there at the top, Ryan says, Rich, have you tried Dior Amber and Away? What's that one like to smell? I've tried it, I've bought it, and I have a 450ml bottle of it. Rich did not say myself will return YSL to their former glory. Super green, a bit soapy. I think I would like this on an older, severe older lady rather than myself. Carnal Flower Gardenia Coconut Class, biased opinion, as I'm loving lots of coconut water recently. Tom Ford is a prime example of that, says Western Oud. Yes, Tom Ford has yielded the high ground massively. Apparently the new Myrrh one's soft as fuck. Like really, really shit. Runaways, happiness and romance in a bottle. Citruses with sparkle. Where are we? I need to try vintage YSL in love again. I need that bottle. It's just spaced out. Do a review on it, please, mate. I will at some point. It's very nice. It's very nice. Here is, oh God. Here is a little bit of it. I would think Dior and YSL still rule in terms of market share. Not YSL. Dior maybe, but not YSL. You can tell by the counter. Chanel massively over. Chanel massively over YSL. Dior probably sells more than Chanel, I would say. But their fragrances just don't hold a candle to Chanel's anymore, which is a terrible thing to say. If you'd asked us that 10 years ago, I'd have said the other way around. But Dior have bastardized themselves over the last 10 years. There's no other way to put it. As have Tom Ford, to be fair. Which of the guitars come ahead for the duck? Of what? In what way do you mean, PK? Like, what do you mean by that? I don't understand. Dior and YSL were setting trends and making niche brands shake. Duck, would you have bought Versa's sealed 3.3? No, but I'm not looking to buy any perfume at the minute. I'm looking to sell. I'm trying to save up for something, actually. I think I might need to get a new car at some point. The car I have at the minute is letting me down on a regular basis, and it's very upsetting. I have a few things I need to save up for, actually, so that's what's happening, basically. It serves a multitude of purposes. I mean, don't get us wrong, I'm still buying perfume, do you know what I mean? But really what I'm trying to do is shrink the size of the collection, the sheer volume of perfume that I own. And I am trying to bank that money and put it towards buying some new stuff, you know. If I need to buy a perfume, if a perfume comes along that I feel I need, or if the chance of something comes along, you know, I'll buy it. I bet YSL still does good business. There is a price difference between them and Dior. I would say they still sell perfume. I just never see that counter busy. You know, I never see busyness on that counter. You don't hear people talk about YSL anymore. You know, I like the synthetic jungle. I'm not sure I could wear this, says Ashley. No, I get what you're saying. I've got a few perfumes like that. PK says preference. Eau de Sud is absolutely glorious as a perfume. So that's probably out in front at the minute, followed by Myrrh. Eau de Sud's fucking fabulous. Limes and oak moss. Lime is probably my favourite citrus in perfume, you know? Only new YSL I like is Kaftan and Kaban. West Nude says the modern women's YSL still sells pretty well. Well, the ladies is, mate, but the men's are absolutely shite. If myself, I mean, they could have just not released that and it wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference. I can't imagine anybody getting hyped for that fragrance, like, at all. You know? I can't imagine anybody getting excited about that fragrance in the slightest. Why would you? YSL is a tragedy, it is. I smelled some samples recently. It reminded me a lot of Eau de Sud. I think it was one of the Eris, not sure. Oh, I can't imagine, can't think which Eris that would be, to be honest. Which Eris would that be? Yes, I think I need to start buying myself. It's getting out of hand, this stuff. I've been wearing music for a while lately, and the composition between sweet and stank make it a beautiful fragrance. The pineapple and lavender conflicting with the patchouli is amazing. I think it's a good fragrance. I think it's a really good modern niche fragrance. Like, it stands out a mile against loads of other stuff. The lavender in it is absolutely one for one the same lavender that's in Beau de Jour. I'm absolutely sure of it. You know what I mean? I'm as sure as I can be about things like this. You know? As in, when I smell it, my mind immediately went to the Private Blends Beau de Jour. You know? Scent of the day is Bowling Green Cologne, says Justin. Welcome, Justin. How are you? Bowling Green, eh? Oh dear. Excuse me. I've been wearing Eau de Sud all summer. More recent version, £55 for 100ml in House of Fraser. Sale smells fantastic. No idea about the earlier bottles with the tall caps and rectangular bottles. Yeah, it's brilliant. Like, this is Ambre Fetiche in that bottle. Beautiful. Solage is very good, says RP Rentals. Yeah, it is very good. I was going to buy it. And then I just didn't bother. I've got the sample set somewhere of, what's it called? Kajal. I just got this from a charity shop, says Ashley. Have you tried Bowling Green Cologne, Duck? You have to get the Cologne, not ADT. It's so grassy, amazing. No, but I remember Chris from Scentland saying he really liked it. Yikes. Do it. Is there a Bowling Green Massacre flanker? Massacre? No. I couldn't believe my luck. Great price, true, says Ashley. Yes. It's always nice when that sort of shit happens, isn't it? I need to start compiling my list of most worn fragrances from spring and summer 2023. So you can expect to see that video in the next couple of weeks, maybe next week. I'll do a top 10. I like my Kajal Yasmina very much. Hi Justin, says Bob. Chris has the EDT, I believe. Not even comparable. It's a bigger difference even in the White Shoulders Chorus and Vintage, says Justin's pretty strident about this. Whoops. Hope you weren't negatively impacted by the fires, Bob, says Justin. It's hard not to be negatively impacted by fires like that, isn't it? Good grief. It's fucking Dante's Inferno. Has anybody smelled Nobile 1942's Patchouli? Has anybody smelled Patchouli Nobile? Where are we? He wants the amber. Has anybody smelled the amber? Sorry, friends, I'm talking to this guy. Johanna sent me samples about the EDC and EDT. I'm going to have to spring for a full bottle, says Justin. Just got back from playing badminton. It was like a sauna in there, dripping. Cheers for that, Peter. No, but the Fougere is great, says Paroli. Yeah, I've heard that as well. I've heard the Fougere is really good. I've heard the fragrances are really good, actually, the Patchouli. The Nobile 1942. It's better than the nudes you send me. I don't send you nudes. What's the most bizarre unwearable fragrance you ever smelled? I'll probably love it, says Justin. The most bizarre unwearable fragrance, the worst fragrance I ever smelled was one by Parfum de Marly called Ispazon. And it smelled like somebody left some citruses at Chernobyl. Tell him about the synthetic cadaverine. Cadaverine smells like the breath of a rotting corpse. You tried the Fougere Nobile, Doc? I don't think so, but I've heard that it's really good. It's ridiculous how someone made that on purpose. It's extracted from it is a substance that is produced by white floral flowers. I'm sure it comes in like, is it Lily of the Valley or fucking something like that? I'm sure cadaverine is like It's a molecule that is akin to that. I could text Houdini and ask him, because he's the one who sent me it. The outrageous man. I had to fucking basically fire it into the sun, like. You know what I mean? Citrus has left at Chernobyl. Honestly, it's got this metallic. It's just so shit. I got a sample off Greggy Boy and I was like, what have I done? You know what I mean? Just a bad fragrance. You know? Rank. Citrus has left at Chernobyl. Yeah, imagine like fucking like lemons and limes and oranges, fucking trees at Chernobyl. Hello, I smell. How are you? I hope you are well. I smell. I was wearing Elysium O Intense today by Roger, says Peter. I need to take this chair to the upholsterer. Thoughts on Noir Anthracite by Tom Ford. It's fantastic. Probably the best thing he's released in the last few years. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I think it's a brilliant fragrance. When it gets a bit darker, a bit colder, I'll wear this too. I need to smell Secretions Magnifique, said Spaced Out. One of the first people who's ever said that, I imagine. I like the bottle. I wasn't a fan of the smell in relation to the Tom Ford, says Peter. Joanna sent me Noir Anthracite and I love it. Yeah, it's fabulous. It smells like coal. It's got that anthracite vibe about it. The bottle's really clever. Do you like Secretions Magnifique? Nobody likes Secretions Magnifique. It's fucking vile. Excuse me. It's a brilliant fragrance, says Boris. How was the old? Do you like Secretions Magnifique Anthracite? I forgot already what your MFK is. You told me before. I've got Oud Satin Mood. And I've got Absolute Polar Soir. How vile can it really be? I've smelled Leather Oud. Is it more offensive than that? Yes, considerably. Considerably more offensive than that. When's your next Red Dead Redemption 2 stream? I'm on chapter 2 already. I might do one tomorrow night. They wear me out, those streams, you know. Like, this stream wears us out, but nothing compared to, like, those fucking streams. I'm not, I know I've said this before, I haven't been very well the last couple of months. I've been on physically, I've been on a downward trajectory. I'm going to see the rheumatology physio next week. I've got an appointment with, the doctor, professor, doctor thing, nurse, rheumatology nurse as well, to try and get to the bottom of why I'm in so much pain. Like, not all of a sudden, but over the last few months, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. Headaches, all sorts of stuff. So I'm not capable of doing loads of shit. How vile can it really be? Really vile. I even love ombre leather, even though it's more people pleasing. I think Tom Ford new stuff drains balls, though. Do you wear any of the Tower much, or do you find you like them but don't wear them often? Oh, I really like them and I do wear them, but not yet. It'll be in like October, November, December, January, February. That's when I'll wear them. Because I like ambers and leathers. I've got incense rose, which I really need to wear. Oh, rosy. Oh, Jen just sent me an Instagram. What could it be? Good grief, Audrey Jane. Didn't need to hear that. Stop saying drain balls, says Carl. Steroids? Where did steroids come from? Steroids? What? That's not good. What? What's this about steroids? They might give us a steroid injection. It's not like anabolic steroids. They're the fucking, it's not like that kind of fucking thing. Like, you get medical steroids for treating medical diseases, such as mine. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. You're just not meant to have them as very often because they can affect your bone density and shit. Steroids come from balls, says Scale. Real anthracite is god awful. I once got a bag and put it on a campfire out in Wales when the wood ran out. It smoked and stank like fucking fused into a horrid mess in the barbecue, says Tim. Yeah. So glad I'm not spending money on fragrances instead of steroids, says Justin. I feel so much healthier, but I still need to watch my spending. Yeah, don't. I know a lot of people who have said that fragrances have helped them out of a hole as far as like physical and mental problems is concerned. And it's a legitimate thing, you know? And it's good and it's better. It's certainly a fuck's sake better than them. Hey Rich, how you doing? Hello Gerard Kingsley, how are you? Well, I've got to say Luciano Pavarotti is lovely. Got a decant in an atomizer because it came with no spray, but a lovely scent. Fantastic. I'm glad you like it. I love it. I think it smells like happiness. Shalimar Millesime Iris. Eugene gonna go crazy, says Spaced Out. Divine says agreed. Used to be that £300. Got some knowledge and now 180 with muscle. Well, it's all right for you. You can do exercise. I can't. So I need to start doing something. Something's got to be done. I'm going to try and get a cross trainer. That's something else I need to save for. You know? So getting a new car, a cross trainer. I need things. Good things. We'll see. Welcome, Pont de Born. Knocked it out the park the other day on Eugene's stream. Well done. I'm very sorry, I've got a cough. Something is lurking within me. Justin says, with me it was anabolic steroids, but now I'd rather wear Mitsuko than go to the gym. I'm glad you got off them. Try planking for 1 minute, it will feel like a lifetime. Yeah, mate, getting out of a chair is difficult for me. Like I've got a lever on my bed. I got the occupational therapist came to the house last week. Like I've got some aids around the house to help us get around. You know, like my mobility is severely restricted. Used to be worse. Um, but it's just life. Look up ankylosing spondylitis. That is what I have. Axial spondyloarthritis. Axial spondyloarthritis. Basketball has been my go-to as of late, says I smell. Not being able to do exercise heavily limits ability to drop weight, but you can still lean out by doing low intensity cardio like uphill walking, stairmaster, cycling. I'm thinking of getting a cross trainer. The problem with the disease that I have is that it causes outrageous fatigue. Like properly outrageous fatigue. That's something to do with the spine, Rich. Yes, it is. I have arthritis in my spine. I have degenerative disc disease, which most people have as they get older, but mine's pretty far along, considering I'm 38 next month. I've got arthritis in the sacroiliac joint, which is extremely important. It is the joint between your hip, pelvis, and spine. And your immune system decides that it is the enemy and the devil, and that it will attack it. And what happens is that the joint gets inflamed, and when the inflammation eventually goes down, which it will do, the soft tissue in the joint calcifies. You know what that means? It turns into bone. So you lose the movement, and that happens repeatedly. You get bouts of it. All right. And I can't walk properly anymore. You know? There are some cases worse than others, and I am on treatment for it. It's an autoimmune disease. So I'm on 2 immunosuppressants. One of them is a drug used in chemotherapy. Now, it's not at chemotherapy doses, but it still makes you feel like shit. That's the drug I'm going to be taking tonight. The other drug is called adalimumab or Humira, which is synthesized from hamster ovaries. And I don't care that it's synthesized from hamster ovaries. If it was raw horse piss and I had to drink it, I would, to make me fucking condition better. When it's untreated, it's absolutely fucking shocking the way it makes you feel. I cannot explain to you the way it makes you feel. Imagine having the flu, the proper flu, you know, not a cold, not snivels, not feeling bad, like the flu, the kind of flu that means you can't get out of bed, right? Imagine having that, but you don't have a cough, you don't have the sweats, and you don't have the sneezes, right? All you have is that fatigue. That's what it feels like in your body. Then you get the pain from where the immune system is attacking your body. So my spine and my hip, and I can't walk properly anymore. Like, me physio previously had to show us how to walk, like, adjusted for the damage that's been done to my hip, you know? So it's not great. It's not ideal. I have to try and make the best of it. I know that was a proper miserable fucking explanation of everything, but stuff like fragrances has really got us through, if you want the truth. This community, talking to you people and stuff like that, it's really fucking helped. Like, it's fantastic. One of the reasons that I got deeper and deeper and deeper into it, you know what I mean? The community aspect, I beg your pardon, the whole, just everything about fragrance has really fucking helped us, like, you know what I mean? And I love it. And I love the people who come on the streams every day. Not even every day, sometimes, you know? But I've just got to be careful. I take an injection every week for Brenzies, for ankylosing spondylitis, called Brenzies. Probably, have you got ankylosing spondylitis as well? Because that's what I've got. Axial spondyloarthritis and ankylosing spondylitis are the same thing. Let me check what that's called. Brenzies injection. Etanercept. Yes. Etanercept. It's a tumor necrosis factor thing. Anti-TNF blockers. Me and Paroli. Nice. We're on the same kind of medication. I take methotrexate as well because my body started building up antibodies to the treatment, which is not ideal. So I started taking methotrexate. What are the odds, says Divine? Absolutely. Yeah, it does. It massively helps, Paroli. It totally helps with, like, the fatigue and the pain and the brain fog. You know what I mean? The tiredness, the outrageous tiredness. We would drink raw horse piss for you if it meant you got better. I'm just going to start now, says James. Yes, that's right. Chin chin. Bottoms up, mate. That's what I call water. You know when I'm saying excuse me whilst I hydrate. That's what I'm doing. I'm hydrating with raw horse piss. Your medication, bros. Yes, fantastic. In case you missed my question, is Paula Swar up there with the top ambers in your opinion? Absolute Paula Swar up there with the top ambers? No. I could do a top 10 ambers on the channel if you wanted, because I'm going to try and wear ambers a lot more as a course. As a course of, like, fucking as like this. I'm going to try and just do it. Carl, I would do the same for you, mate. All power to you, Richard. Sounds awful. It is awful, but I'll tell you what it is. Would you believe I'm actually a lot more optimistic about life now than I ever have been? You know how some people get old and bitter and twisted? As, like, I'm getting older, I'm getting happier. It's really strange. It's had a backwards effect on us. You know what I mean? Wait, so I've been drinking horse piss for the wrong reasons this whole time, says Justin. Yes, I'm very sorry to hear. I'm very sorry about that, mate. You've been led astray with the advice. But at least you know now. It's been good for you the whole time. You got that balls of steel to put up with rheumatoid arthritis. I don't think I could do it, says Justin. It's a pain literally a pain in the arse. That's where I get the pain, on my arse. And I don't have an arse. You know, some people have got fat arse cheeks, like fat buttocks. I don't have an arse. My arse is flat. I do, but it's not too severe as of now. I'm glad my doctor caught it early. I was in serious pain before the injections. Yeah. My doctor, I got misdiagnosed in 2016. The doctor, there was a different doctor, and she said that I didn't have it. And then it took another 4 years for the actual head of department to say, I mean, he took one look at me scan and my blood tests, And he was like, that's ankylosing spondylitis. This is the most clear-cut case of ankylosing spondylitis I've ever seen in my entire life. He was like, here, I'm going to put you on this medication, no problem. I was like, thank you very much. Gerard says, you and me both, mate, turned 38 last week. It's the happiest I've ever been. Fragrance has only been part of my life for the last 2 years. Yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for people who are like getting more miserable and bitter as they get older. That must be fucking awful. You know what I mean? Like you're feeling like your best days are behind you. Fuck that. Even if like physically my best days are behind us, like mentally, like I was never the happiest of people. You know what I mean? I was not a happy clap. I was not a happy kid when I was younger. You know? I was full of piss and vinegar. I was angry and I was bitter. But now I've kind of lost a lot of that. You know what I mean? And I'm a lot more happy-go-lucky and that sort of thing. I do find myself becoming more easily agitated as I get older. Just let it go, mate. It's bollocks. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's hard. Don't get us wrong. It's hard because you just think, how stupid can people be? And people do suck. People are bloody terrible. What you need to do is you need to get rid of the people who make you feel like shit, and you need to keep the people who make you feel good closer to you. You know? And you just need to do more of that over time. Use anger as motivation. It has a use. It does have a use. People get angry for a reason. You know, it's not pointless. But just don't let it define you. Don't let it be your primary motivation, lest it will fucking eat you from the inside out. That shit will fucking make you die. You know what I mean? My wife takes something synthesized from a pig, I believe. Her medication is fairly pricey as well. That's the fucking pigs aren't letting it go for free. You know what I mean? Like the fucking hamsters. They're like, oh, you want that shit, do you? Yeah. Pay me, is what they say. It probably comes out a bit like, but you know what I mean. When I was jacked and couldn't scratch my back, I had a hard time moving. I said, screw this. Health is far more important. That is pretty outrageous. You're still young. When a 24-year-old model looks adorable instead of hot, that's when I knew I was getting old. Yeah, you start looking at the youth. I'll tell you, when I started feeling old, I saw a bus driver and I thought, fucking hell, you're a bit young to be driving a bus, aren't you? You know, and that's when I realised I was getting old, you know. I was seeing this bus driver, I was like, fucking Christ, like, I wouldn't let that fucker, like, he shouldn't be allowed, like, alone in the house after 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? Where's that boy's father? I'm 64 in a couple of months. I might be one of your older viewers. One of many older viewers, actually. I get quite a few older people. Tim. Not a lot of them comment, though, I think. My doctor didn't catch my... so my ankylosing spondylitis was not caught early. I was going to the doctor. It took about 10 years. Just under 10 years. 8.5, 9.5 years for my ankylosing spondylitis to get diagnosed. Paroli, have you got the HLA-B27 gene? Because that's the one that like basically causes it. And when the police are younger than you, that's a right pisser, says West. Yeah. It's like some fucking young copper pulls up the door and they're like, oh, what are you doing? You're like, who the fuck are you talking to, boy? You know what I mean? How dare you? You know what I'm saying? I'll get arrested for calling one of them a spoiled little brat one day. I know I will. Shut up, child. You know what I mean? Not having that from you. You fucking swat the little bastards. It's all right being told what to do by someone older than you. I mean, it's less than ideal, but like, you know what I mean? When someone younger than you starts fucking telling you, instructing you what to do, and you're like, hang on a minute, Who the fuck are you? I had a dream that I tried the ultra rare Dior Privé Saint Jean de Bois. Never heard of it. I am going to dehydrate, friends. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, my spine. Sorry, friends, I'm just fucking sorting something out. Okay. What have we been saying? Just been looking up that fucking Saint Jean de Bois. Only 20 bottles of it made. It was for the 20. That'll have gone to employees and certain people won't it. Apparently, Saint Jean de Bois is a combination of Cologne Royale and Cologne Blanche. I really like Cologne Royale, but I'm not paying those silly prices after prices they're asking for it. I had a dream that I got that Dior counter treatment that the dog got when he bought that Dior cologne. Or did she touch your leg? She was fine, her. Oh, she wasn't fine, but she was like, she was one of them that you just wanted to. You know what I mean? She was hot, in a way. Does someone know firsthand how similar our Invasion Barbar and Hist was in 1750? She wasn't just sufficiently fine. She looked a bit like Ava Green, but not as hot as Ava Green. There's just something about her. There was just something about her that was like, I reckon she was game. I'm 27. If I ever get on Eugene's stream, you will think I am 18. Everyone is always in shock when I tell them my age. She's spaced out. Eugene's been streaming quite a lot recently, but he's been doing it in the middle of the night where I am, so. Very strange aesthetic when it's like really dark and all you can see is like the light shining on his face a little bit. It's kind of like, have you seen Apocalypse Now? Where Marlon Brando's head, all you can see is like his head in the darkness, like swaying about. It's a little bit like that. If I do, they never told me. Ask for a blood test. And ask them if you've got that genetic HLA-B27. Yeah, I'm 45, but people think I'm younger by my pictures. What do people think? Sorry, some people think that I look younger, some people think that I look older. I certainly sound older, you know what I mean? You smell napalm in the morning, very good. Very good, I like that. Now I want some Cologne Blanche, I enjoyed that one. Cologne Blanche was alright, I preferred Cologne Royale, but then I did smell Cologne Royale first, so you know my theories about that. I think the one you smell first is the one that you're always going to enjoy the most. You know, like, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily better. Welcome, Anoush, how are you? I hope you're well. Your parcel should arrive tomorrow. I sent it by Parcel Force, fucking express 24-hour delivery, fucking all of that good stuff. Put some fragile tape on it and all sorts. It's insured up to £2,500. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. Have you ever watched a snail crawling between the edge of a razor blade, leans forward and wipes bald head? It's a good film. He got an Oscar for like 10 minutes work, didn't he? But then Marlon Brando was a rapist. Last Tango in Paris, when he used that stick of butter on the girl, that was real, and she didn't know it was coming. Him and the director conspired with each other to do this to that girl and not tell her, because they thought if they didn't tell her, they would get a better reaction. And it fucked her up and she died young. That is the God's honest truth. The director even admitted it. He was an Italian name he had. Hey, Nerd, been browsing your site. You have some great vintage aftershaves at insanely good prices. A buddy of mine that I trust his taste tells me that vintage aftershaves are severely underrated. They are. Your buddy is correct. I agree. I do agree. Fucking overfilled the fucking cup, didn't I? Jesus. Smells older for sure, says Parole. I smell older, absolutely I do. I smell ancient. Yesterday I wore Enchanted Forest and didn't smell old that day. The body talks too much, says PK. Yes, I heard about that last Tango in Paris thing. Makes me not want to watch his movies, sadly. Yeah, I'm all about separating the artist from the art, but like there's some shit that, you know, you have to take it at a thing at a time, you know, and it depends what they've done. If Marlon Brando had been caught smuggling fucking like weed into another country or something like that, then you could have forgiven him that, you know what I'm saying? If he had fucking, I don't know, if he'd beaten somebody up when he was in his teens after a night out or something, like, you could probably forgive him that. What he did to that woman was absolutely unforgivable, like. Really, 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 really fucking terrible. Like, unforgivably terrible. I found a bottle of Paco Rabanne Tenere after shaving my dad's stuff. Great stuff. I sold my Tenere. Why am I yawning? I might wear follow. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to go on Julia White's website and I'm going to see if I can get a fucking a sample. A fucking followed by kerosene. No, I don't want to accept your cookies. Fuck off. I don't care if they're functional. No, I don't want to subscribe to your bloody email either. Shithouses. Kerosene. Black vines. Blackmail. Broken theories. Copper skies. Dirty. Flower factory. Fields of Rubus. Followed. There it is. Now, can I have a motherfucking sample? Yes, I can. Go to checkout. How much are you going to charge me for your silly shipping? Pay by PayPal. Just picked up Paco Rabanne and Cash a Real Nemo. I've got a bottle of that Nemo. Never smelled the EDT of Tenera. The aftershave is awesome though. Paco Metal. Julio White's not going to charge me for fucking shipping, are they not, for a sample? I'm not collecting. £2.50 for your first class bollocks. Go on, I'll do it. Mobile number needed. I'm not fucking. Your special delivery request. Don't send it by fucking every. For the love of all that's holy, don't send it by fucking every. They're absolutely terrible. That's Hermes for the rest of you. They're fucking woeful in this country. Congratulations, your order has been placed. Why, thank you. Oh, I've got a message. You paid £6.50 to Julio White. How much is that sample? I'll ring them tomorrow and I'll say, oi, how much is that? Hermes Every, the worst. Absolutely fucking criminal. I want to wear Prada Amber Pour On, but I can't find my decant. Might try and get another bottle from Anoush, get a couple. Because the newer ones are absolutely, are an absolute travesty, mate. Welcome, Duncan. Never smelled the EDT of Tenerife, Pat True Duck. Or if he got drunk and said some overly sexual things, he'd be sorry, I'd forgive him, but I can't support someone sexually assaulting someone. Yes. Yeah, it's beyond, it's not, it's, and the fact of the matter is that he conspired with the director to do it. And Marlon Brando was a big worldwide star. I think this was after The Godfather, right? So he was maybe the biggest movie star in the world. And there was a room full of men, or a couple of men, or a few men, and there was one girl, and she could do fuck all about it. And it's just disgusting. Just absolutely foul. Famous YouTuber just bought Versace versus Womo. Any thoughts? Thoughts on Givenchy Gentleman? I've got a bottle. The bottle is back there, and I'm not going to pull it out because I'll just knock loads of shit over. It's a nice fresh one, I remember right. Getting hard to find. I've owned Prada Amber for years. Finally got to smell Prada Amber Pour On Intense. It's pretty solid as well, says I smell. I would like to smell that as well. I was pretty sure Richie G got a bottle. But apparently not. You know, apparently not. I bought like 4 bottles off Anoush, maybe 5. I've got loads of it now. And there's no way, like, that shit is just brilliant. You know? Absolutely brilliant perfume, that is. Proper quality designer perfume. Prada Amber Pour On's just brilliant. Like, I love it. Reviewed it. I hath reviewed it. Somebody asked about Noir Peace earlier. When's the best time to wear Noir Peace? Definitely autumn. It's clovey, as a lot of Frederick Malls are, I find. I went up to my friend's house today and she whipped out some cloves and she was like, smell. And we did. And then we got talking about eugenol. Here we have Intelcom, absolute disaster of a company, says Paroli. Yeah, it's upsetting, isn't it? It's terrible. Just delivery companies are becoming almost like a utility. You know what I mean? They're becoming so important and intrinsic to our way of life now. They're becoming almost like a utility, you know? I cringe if my package is not sent by UPS or Canada Post. Yeah. I mean, even Royal Mail here is not the greatest. I mean, it's not the worst because every's just the absolute pits. But Royal Mail's not great anymore either. Ever since they got privatised, they've been shit. And I'm not necessarily fucking one for fucking state-owned stuff, but ever since Royal Mail's been privatised, they've been absolutely grunt. You know what I mean? First class doesn't mean first class anymore. It means we'll get it there within a week. You know, first class means that they'll get it. Like, first class used to mean that if you sent it before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it would get there the next day. Now it's like, oh, we'll try and get it within 5 working days. Second class, I mean, I don't even know if second class still exists, but that's like 2 weeks. That's like if they deign to fucking deliver it anyway. You know what I mean? Fucking piss take. You know, it's the problem when certain companies get monopolies. I think you'll find as well in Britain, eBay's pushing Every as a courier now, and they're fucking awful. Can't tell you the amount of refunds I've had from companies because Every has delivered my parcel to the wrong house, or they've just haven't delivered it at all, and I've had to get in touch with the company and get a refund. You know what I mean? Givenchy are doing something with their fragrances. They have new bottles, Gentleman and Isatis and Zerius, maybe others. I need to try Givenchy Vetiver. I've got a bottle and I'm selling it, actually. I just never wear it. Quite a dark vetiver. It's not as dark as something like Route de Vetiver by Maître Parfume Elegantier, but it's not a big, bright, fresh, happy vetiver like modern Guerlain vetiver is. Beautiful fragrance, that. Fucking magnificent, like. Dior vetiver is fantastic, though, so spaced out. I'd like to smell Dior vetiver, but I've heard it's a vetiver with a grapefruit at the top and a coffee note. For the prices of the charge. Somebody's fucking sneezing like fuck. That's me, mother. Where is my oil? There it is, right in front of us. Great clean vetiver. It's just spaced out. There's beauty and simplicity. My Les Indemnidables Discovery set was sent from France by Colossus, no French service. Got the UK in 4 days and nothing. Didn't help that Les Indemnidables didn't answer my emails. Oh dear. I got a package sent by Pradeep and he sent it last Saturday and it arrived today. And it didn't move until Monday morning. So he sent it on Saturday, put it in the post on Saturday. It stayed there until Monday when everybody obviously opened again. And it got to my door from him in 3 days, 3.5 days. It's not as impressive as fucking the thing I got. I got a package from a Nuge once in 36 hours or something silly like that. I'm sure it was 36 hours. It was like a day and a half. I love Sycamore. Wish it wasn't so expensive. Got my EDT. I got my Healy sample stolen while in transit. I got delivered an empty envelope with the receipt. Good grief. That's a bit rough. I don't know why Healy's sending samples in a fucking envelope, though. Just put them in a box. You know what I mean? Bit grim. Healy were great, though. Were they? That's good. Healy's really good. It's a really underrated brand. Really underrated brand. One of the best modern niche. I mean, fucking Cologne Aficionado blew my socks off. Like, really, like, maybe my favourite pickup of the year. That'll be a video at some point. Give it a few months, about 3 or 4 months. In January next year, my favourite pickups of 2023. Oh, it's so good. Enchanted Forest's lovely. Givenchy Vetiver smells like vegetable soup and I love it. Really? Vegetable soup? Let's have a look. There it is. Oh. There's it. Anoush sent me this. I don't get vegetable soup, I must admit. Or do I? No. No, I don't get vegetable soup. I do get crisp designer green vetiver. It's very good quality. It's a good perfume, that, actually. Healy came through from France. I'm ordering another 3 times 15 ml sets. No extra VAT except last set I had no problem. If you made a sampling Montal video, I wouldn't mind, just one for fun, but I need to try Oud Queer the Arabi. I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested in doing that, sorry. I know what you mean, one for fun, like it would be fun. Maybe do it on April Fools or something like that. But bollocks. Am I getting involved in that madness? I don't want that fucker to know I exist. You know what I mean? Ah! I'm selling some Matriarch as well. They're okay. Hippie Rose is pretty good. Such a strange pink rose. Really interesting. I'm looking forward to wearing Montre by Dushita. That's going to be fun. You know? Oh, friends, there are so many of you watching. But it is that time again, I'm afraid. I must go. What's some of your favourite patchoulis, Rich? I've actually got a video about that. which I will let you watch. I am off. I'm going. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you very much for liking and commenting, being subscribed and taking part and keeping me company for the last couple of hours. I'm tired. I'm going to go and lie down. I'm going to think about Perfume. I'm going to think about, I might go and get a sandwich. Well, no, I'm not going to get a sandwich. But I am going to go downstairs and take some poison. So that'll be fun. Not as fun as a sandwich, or a poison sandwich. But we'll get there. Thank you very much anyway, everyone. I will see you all again soon. Bye.